What is up, everybody? Today we are doing something a little different. We are here to decide once and for all who is better, which is better, sub versus dub. We are examining Eren Jaeger from Attack on Titan. Say hello to the couch crew.
Hey!
Hi!
Now we can see
well, oh, yeah, what up? Oh, what up?
And there's the camera right there. Hello.
So we're trying to do this as best we can. We're not going to say definitively which one is better. Obviously, this is an opinion. We're not going to knock on any voice actor's talent. Obviously, they are artists in and of themselves. This is a purely subjective video. So please, I know you're going to fight it out in the comments anyway. We have a couple people that are more predisposed to the sub.
I am more predisposed to the sub, but I have seen the sub and the dub. I think both are worth watching, and I'm going to provide as unbiased of an opinion as possible.
What is your name? Who are you?
Oh, my name is Mickey. What up?
Oh my god. My name is Novi. I usually sit on a sub crew, but I have seen this in dub as well.
I'm Pat. I'm from the dub crew.
I'm Rena. I'm from the dub crew. Go Jaegerists. But I just want to say, I know I've watched the dub, and that's what I'm predisposed to and everything, but I'm excited to see what the sub actors are, and I'm going to have an open mind.
Don't suck up to the fans.
I'm not saying it out!
Say it with your chest. Pick a side.
You keep saying you're unbiased. Get out of here. Bring your arm back to me. No.
So we're going to play 4 scenes from seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4. I specifically picked with Bryce Papenbrook, who voices the dub Eren Jaeger, and Yuki Kaji, who voices the sub Eren Jaeger.
So we're specifically looking at Eren clips.
Just Eren Jaeger. Okay. Just so you guys know, this is what Bryce looks like.
Oh.
I can picture it, yeah.
37 years old. Both of his parents were voice actors.
Hey!
Started in the year 2000 as a young Vash the Stampede, not regular Vash, young Vash.
Okay.
And other notable roles you might know him from.
Meliodas?
He's Meliodas.
Okay, yes, he is Meliodas. I hear it now.
You hear
okay,
it now?
yep.
And Inosuke from Demon Slayer, the mask.
Love it.
Okay.
Again, the dub. We watched the sub Demon Slayer, so we probably wouldn't have recognized it.
That's true. Okay, that makes sense.
And then we have Yuki Kaji. This is what this man looks like.
Oh, he's adorable.
I love him. Hey, buddy. Hey, bud.
That's so cute.
Yuki Kaji is pretty renowned. He's also 37 years old. Okay.
What?
Started in a singing group called G-Addict.
Okay.
Started voice acting in 2006 and won Best Rookie Actor at the Seiyu Awards. Those are like anime voice acting.
Got it.
That's dope.
Notable roles you might know him from.
Oh, he's Kenma.
He is Kenma from Haikyuu.
Oh my god.
Yo!
Oh wow. Who's Kenma?
He's Todoroki?
In the sub. So we watched the dub, so we wouldn't know. But it kind of makes sense, right? Todoroki's this edgy-ish character.
Yeah, that fits. That
Makes
fits.
total sense.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention to the viewers what you guys have already seen here, which is the rules. They will be judging it on 3 different criterias. I tried to make an acronym here called DEEP. Nobody's gonna get deep. The first is the dialogue, which will be mainly the script based on what is the written dialogue. Example, going beyond the wall is my birthright, versus Eren in the sub saying, I was born into this world.
So so do you know which one the correct dialogue is? Or are we saying the sub is the correct dialogue?
You're just kind of basing it on like what dialogue did you think was better suited for that situation. You know what I mean?
Got it.
Okay.
Second is energy and emotion. That is the volume, pitch, and cadence, you know. And the last is the most subjective one, which is just the personality. Like, do you feel like this fits the character, this fits the scene, and the vibe? Let us begin.
I refuse to die like this, understand? Armin, listen, we're still going to the outside world. The things you told me about. I have to see them. I have to. Eren! No!
Whew. The scene. It's insane.
こんなところで死ねるか。アルミン、お前が教えてくれたから、俺は外の世界に。
Are we going one by one?
Yeah, I'll go first. So I think the dialogue in the dub is better because I think there's more words to breathe about what's happening. But the cadence and the emotions was better in the sub. And I think personality, I think the dub fits better Eren.
Okay. Okay. So I will say the dialogue was better in sub. The reason why, because when Eren is going down, he's saying, you told me about it. Like, I refuse to die. You told me about it. I have to see it, the outside world. And at that point, it goes back to Armin, and Armin just like shooks, like, oh, okay, that's what we're talking about. Like, hurry. And it happens. I think that's why the emotion fits more stronger than in the dub. He just saying the outside world, I have to see it, blah, blah, blah. And then you see Armin. It just, even though it's like the same scene, but the dialogue is much better in sub and hits more emotionally compared to the dub.
I like the sub better here just because this one is biased for sure. Just because, man, season 1 Attack on Titan dub was just, I just don't feel like they had found their footing quite yet. And of course, I'd watched 4 seasons of sub, so it was jarring. For this particular scene, I don't know, man, Japanese just sounds badass. Like, I'm of the viewpoint, like, any foreign media should be enjoyed in its native language. That being said, this is a very complicated show, and the dub definitely makes it easier to understand. Like, 100%. I think this particular show you should watch in both, to be honest. I'm going to go with sub on this one. Yeah.
This one's actually hard for me because I actually really did enjoy the sub voice actor in this one. No, listen, I like the sub voice actor in it, but the energy and the emotion hitting me was more in the sub. Maybe it's because I understood it more, but I feel like Bryce's energy in the dub was just there, but it sounded more badass. In the dub, you know what I'm trying to say. Bryce, it was good in English, but like I felt the emotion more in Japanese in the sub.
I think the sub actor did a better job of like,
And just a reminder, Yuki Kaji.
okay, so I think Yuki kind of did a better job of like kind of being like more breathy and like kind of
taking pauses.
more exhausted. But the thing is like none of us speak Japanese. We just think it sounds badass. But for all we know, this could be like very soap opera delivery. Like we don't know, you know. But I just think that he did a better job of being like breathy and exhausted and like kind of just, I don't know.
He like held that sentence, like it took a minute, where in the dub he's just speaking. It was like, dude, you've been running around and all of a sudden you just said like a whole sentence in one breath. Like this just, it feels different.
I mean,
but yeah, it was great.
Let's move on to scene 2.
All right, let's do it. I'm excited.
Damn. Well, damn.
Bertolt. Right. Damn you! You traitors!
Fuck, I'm gonna give this one to the sub. I'm sorry. The
100%
scream.
the sub.
That's the scream in whole.
The screen sucked at the
No,
end.
no, not the end. Not the end scream, but like Eren going, "You traitors." He ended the scream while Yuki continued that scream. You could hear it continues.
I think
I do like the damn you.
Yeah,
Chris,
the damn you part. That's where.
Chris made a point on this, is like certain languages you can like elongate words and like it adds that emotion. You can't quite do that with English because it'd be like, "You traitor!" Like it'd be
That's
kinda,
what did it for me here, because like that one part, "damn you" part,
Yeah.
how much more longer it was,
It's
it sounded
I
better.
think Japanese words end on a like our vowel sound. So you
Yeah.
can go like but like you can't go it sounds weird.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I don't understand the decision for the dub to make the Attack Titan sound like a whiny little bitch. Like,
Can you do it again?
I will never understand that. Like, that didn't need to be dubbed or translated. You could have used the same. I wonder if there's like a licensing thing, because like, why wouldn't they just use the same? Like, why? That was the one thing that took me out every single time I heard it. Like,
The scream.
yes, every single time he's like, like,
Eren, it sounds like a dinosaur, but there are moments where the dub will include like Colossal Titan and other Titan roars where the sub didn't have like any roars. So in some parts, those Titan screams are better. But I get you. Eren sounds like a dinosaur.
That's interesting because I don't think I never had a complaint about Scream in dub because it made, every time I heard that scream, it just sounded like a dinosaur, like a whole different creature. So it's like, okay, that kind of transformed in my head. It's like, oh, this is like a whole different creature instead of like human being as a human being, because that's what we hear him, Eren, as Eren when he's screaming. But now that we put it together, I totally forgot about how Sub was. But now we compared it together. It's like, oh God, yeah, Sub is so much better.
I didn't pay attention.
But it worked in dub, but like when you compare, like,
No, it did not work in dub. I agree with Mick. It definitely sounds like a whiny little bitch. So.
I mean, Bryce threw his voice. Like he
I
put the emotion into it. I think it's just a language thing of like you can't really elongate.
I just didn't like how like for Eren, like he's a Titan and he's an attack Titan. You just don't expect someone's pitch and cadence of a scream to be like that. You expect it to be more like how it was in Sub.
I think, Bryce may have thrown his voice, and I think they might have added some sort of effect on there to make it sound like that, right?
No. I'm saying he threw his voice for you traders, but for the scream itself, I wonder, because like Bryce's voice compared to Yuki's is a little bit higher pitched, so I wonder if they were like trying to make it seem like it was Bryce that was screaming, but it's like it's fucking Titan. Like, just make it a low rumble. Like, it's way more menacing. Like, the Attack Titan it was not menacing in the dub. Just
also like Eren Titan at this point, kind of like a brat. Still, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's still kind of like this kid.
Right.
Thinks he knows what's about the world. He knows what's what. But
He's always known what was happening. Okay.
yeah,
more or less.
we haven't had any major fights yet, so we'll be fine.
I mean, it's funny you guys defend Eren but hate Gabby. They're the same character.
Listen, I said I hate her voice. I literally said I hate her voice in English. That's all I've said. All I've said. I said I was happy.
They're
You
both
should
white
watch my reactions. I've said I'm happy she's seen the light.
they're both whiny.
Moving on to clip number 3.
Yeah. The sea. It's so damn big. Yeah. Hey, it's like you said too. On the other side of the wall. There's a sea. And just across that sea, freedom's waiting. That's what I always believed, at least. But I was wrong. I know what's waiting across this sea now. It's our enemies. Everything we've seen has been exactly as it was in my father's memories. Hey, if we did cross the sea and we killed our enemies, after that, would we finally be free?
That was sad. It was good.
Good scene, especially in retrospect when you guys have seen.
すっげえ広いな。
ねえ、エレンこれ見てよ。壁の向こうには
海があって、海の向こうには自由がある。ずっとそう信じてた。でも違った。海の向こうにいるのは敵だ。何もかも親父の記憶で見たものと同じなんだ。まあ向こうにいる敵全部殺せば俺たち自由になれるのか。
Oh, I already know which one. This is
Me too. I'm sorry.
It's dub.
It's
baby.
dub, bro. I'm sorry. I'm giving all the emotion. Sorry. So let me tell you why. When Eren is going over to cross the sea and our enemies, his voice is breaking. You can hear the emotion that it's actually hurting him to go fight these people. He doesn't want to do this. In fact, I believe Eren all along wanted to be stopped and everything. He doesn't want to actually do this, but he's doing it because he loves people, and you can hear it in his voice right here versus the sub.
You couldn't hear it in Yuki?
Nope.
What? That's
Yeah,
insane.
and like the
Nope.
dialogue to
Nope.
voice, it sounded so much better in dub than what we saw dialogue to
I
the
felt
voice.
that.
I
And then
don't
I
wanna-
really didn't feel the emotion
Same.
from the sub. Then I felt the emotion in the first one.
I
Same.
don't want to meddle with the discussion, but I do think they both delivered it differently. Bryce delivered it more sad,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Eren was sad.
I felt
whereas
that.
Yuki delivered it more like matter of factly. This has to happen.
That's where it's the
So which do you prefer?
it's the I prefer the sub. I got goosebumps again during the sub for sure. I think it honestly is just because how different the voices are. The pitch of the voices are so different. One is high pitched, one is low pitched, and I do think that the approach to Eren was done differently by both actors.
What do you think fits personality wise for this moment?
Like
better, though?
DEP, all of it here.
For this moment, I don't know.
You know.
It-
You know.
I'm gonna say Yuki. I'm gonna say Yuki because like he's also a little bit hardened at this point. Like he's seen a bunch of shit, you know, like he's been through it, and now he's coming at this goal of like finally seeing the sea, and this should be like a happy moment. All his friends are celebrating, but he knows in his mind like we're just getting started. Like this is nothing. So even though it is like matter of fact, I personally did hear his voice cracking a little bit, but it was like a man trying to stop himself from crying, whereas like Bryce is like a man who's not afraid to be vulnerable. You hear Bryce's voice cracking because he approaches Eren in a way that he's not afraid to show that vulnerability, whereas Yuki is approaching it whereas like, yeah, I am feeling these things, but I'm gonna fucking bottle that shit down and handle business. So I don't know. I got goosebumps with Yuki.
Navi, what about you?
I also agree with Sub, and I think it you can obviously, it's kind of hard to compare because the way they deliver is very different. Their personalities are different each scene. But the reason why I prefer Sub because it does show that he has lived with his dad's memories and he realized that everything he has seen has come true. So everything that's gonna happen is gonna happen and it's out of his control. So he has come to that conclusion where this is where they go across the sea, right? And they have seen the scene where they meet the other country and they celebrate. So when they see the kid, when he's talking to the kid, and he's telling the kid at this, I forgot what the country name is. It's essentially like it's gonna happen, and
Yeah.
so he's like from here on, he's on the boat, which makes it more stronger for him that he is gonna go do this. Where the next step he actually takes, this is where he comes to a decision. Like, yeah, everything that's happened is happened. There's no point of crying about it because Eren and Dubs just like cries just like, I can't believe I have to do this. I can't believe this is happening. And Dubs is like, okay, it's gonna
I'm gonna have to disagree with one little part here because I do think he gets harder and like, you know, shut off from the emotion.
Yeah.
But not here, not in the scene. I feel like he gets shut off officially when they're in that
when he has longer hair.
when longer hair, when they're in the courtroom and he like leaves and Mikat's like, where's Eren? That was the moment he's like, all right, I officially can't do no more emotion. After he talks to Mikat's and everything, here he still feels sad.
Yeah.
He still feels the sadness for his people, all around the world, his friends, even Italians, because he knows the truth about it.
I mean, that doesn't mean in Sub he doesn't feel the sadden about it.
Yeah.
It's just more so like, this is where he's like, okay, this is what I have to do. It's awful.
I think that both lines are delivered with a sense of desperation, but it's two different kinds of desperations. Bryce delivers it in a way where he's sincerely asking the question, like, hey, if we kill all those people, will we then finally be free?
You don't think Yuki's sincere when he asks?
Let me finish. I think he's sincerely asking that question like a child, almost like, do you guys think that that's the answer? Whereas like Yuki is delivering it in a way where it's like more rhetorical, like
For sure.
like, I'm gonna ask this question, but I think we all know what we have to do.
But for this
kind of
scene,
thing.
like this
But
specific
for
scene,
this
the
scene,
emotion,
this specific
everything.
I think it'd be more. I don't think it would be this loud. I think
It's
it'd be more of an accent of a question because he's still young. He doesn't.
But he's seen
He's
the
still-
memories, right?
Yeah,
So,
but I mean, he still sees the memories, but it doesn't mean like.
Can't change.
Yeah, he still has his like the reality of him and his friends is still there. So like the memories are there, but he still didn't live through those memories.
but he can't change. You guys seen what happened.
yeah, he
he
can't.
caused the
Well,
rumbling.
in
He knows.
this moment,
Yeah, but in this moment,
You can
he
never
still
broker
asks-
deal with people who are
but
going to
again,
broker peace
in
with
this
you.
moment, look at how happy his friends are around him, and he's the only one who knows to like keep that going. Like I want my friends to be happy. This is what I gotta do.
Yeah, and he didn't enjoy it. He could have enjoyed that scene and
Well,
be
he
like,
got the-
"Oh, I really want to ask this question." Both scenes are great on their own. It both provide a different kind of reality of what fits with that personality. But compared to what everything has happened so far, I think the setting of Sub, it's the best that I prefer because he's come to that point. He's sullen, like he is calmed down. He's not enjoying with his friends. He's come to
feel like
y'all didn't
I'm
sense
biased,
any
but
emotion in the sub.
I feel like you guys. I feel like you guys. I feel like you guys are not thinking about the scene and the situation. I feel like you guys are stuck on who you prefer. How you like now for here right now. You prefer the guy to be this type of Eren. You won't think of Eren to be this kind of has emotions. You're gonna prefer the guy to be.
I was gonna mention with
So,
Pat.
like, now-
from this
now-
point
now-
on,
now- that's just
he's
this-
quiet emo Eren. This is like the last bit of emotion we get from him, which
But
is
both
Yes.
sides have emotions.
But-
It's a different kind of emotion. I'm not saying the sub didn't have emotion. It's just a different kind. It wasn't crying. Eren has been crying this whole time, and now he's come to a point. It's like we've been here.
You
now.
could say this is that flipping point, so like it could work either way. This doesn't have to be the
So it looks like we're
I don't.
split down
Are you
the
guys
middle.
saying? Are you guys saying you didn't sense any emotion in Yuki's voice?
there was sadness, but like obviously Bryce was wearing it on his sleeve.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's like him coming to. But they're both good for different reasons. I think we're split down the middle here.
Sub gave me feels on this one.
I will
again.
just say that it is great that a dub actor can take what's already established in the sub and still make it equally
Something
as
different.
good. I think if
Oh, for
anything,
sure.
these are equally as good. If this is any proof right here,
Yeah.
that you can spin it a different way and have it still be just as impactful.
I think both are worth watching, especially for this show.
Yes, there is.
You prefer
But I
dub?
don't. I personally prefer the dub here because like
Oh, okay.
just because of what comes after. This is like the last time we see Eren like this, and it's like it makes it more sad to rewatch this scene than rewatching it in the sub because now we know what comes next.
That's fair. And I think like just rewatching it, not after you know what has happened, and rewatching it, it's like this is how I would prefer it. Oof, this scene.
Oh,
this is the last one.
man.
すべてのユミルの民に告ぐ俺の名はエレン・イエーガー
Damn.
始祖の巨人の力を介しすべてのユミルの民へ話しかけている俺の目的は俺が生まれ育ったパラディ島の人々を守ることにあるしかし世界はパラディ島の人々が死滅することを望みこの島のみならず全てのユミルの民が殺され尽くすまで止まらないだろう俺はその望みを拒む壁の巨人はこの島の外にある全ての地表を踏み鳴らすそこにある命をこの世から駆逐するまで
Rumbling, rumbling.
Hold on, stop, calm down. Hear me, subjects of Ymir. My name is Eren Jaeger. I'm addressing my fellow subjects of Ymir, speaking to you directly through the power of the Founder. My only goal is to protect the lives of the people of Paradis, the island where I was born. Right now, the nations of the world are united in their desire to exterminate my people. And it won't end with our island. They won't be satisfied until every last subject of Ymir is dead. I won't let them have their way. The Titans of the Walls continue their march until every trace of life beyond our shores is trampled flat. And the people of Paradis are all that remains of humanity.
This one's kind of even for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was sub.
I thought it was sub.
For sure, sub.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, what's
The
wrong with
boys.
you?
If I had to pick one, I'll go with sub.
Nah.
If I had to go with one, I'll pick sub. But I think they did a great job adding that reverb and that deep low rumble. And I think that this is one of those scenes that is a good example of like the dub makes it way easier to understand, even though it's like pretty clear cut what he's saying. But if you don't
But you
speak,
want to see the shocked faces. Of
exactly.
people, too.
If you don't speak Japanese, if you deviate your attention even for like a second, you're like, wait, what? Like, so I'm gonna pick the sub, but I don't think it's like astronomically better in this moment than the dub. For me, it's pretty like it could go either way. But I'll go with sub.
The minute he said, "My name is Eren Jaeger," you could
I
see.
knew that.
Yeah, like the way he just immediately starts the sentence, it's different. The delivery and emotion off the bat is different. I feel like I'm actually gonna go into war again. Bryce delivers emotion like I don't know. He just delivers emotion better, but Yuki has that again the hardness that you guys were talking about that, and you can sense it here very much in his speech.
So I think here is, for me, it was the dub is good, and like what Mickey was saying, at least for the dialogue aspect of it, to understand it. But I feel like in the sub, the emotion for this scene alone is better to have this guy deliver because he has that like both
Yuki.
of Yuki he has a heart in it. But for me, it was not mainly that when he said Eren Jaeger, it was when he said it when he was talking about what he was going to do. You felt like he was about to really trample the world when he said it versus when Bryce said it. Bryce said it like not like in a way that would scare you. I felt like Yuki
agree.
made it way you'd be scared to.
I think the dialogues are very different, right? Like even in the end, the way what Yuki says, like we're gonna kill everybody till the shores of their and then
Trampled flat.
trample their flags. Like he actually is saying, and it's more terrifying. Whereas Bryce is more like, I'm paraphrasing, like I'm not gonna rest until everybody is dead, or like we are the only one alive, kind of thing.
All that's left of humanity.
Yeah, and he's kind of more of like seeing it more glass half full. It's like we're gonna go until we are the only one alive. Whereas Yuki is like, we're gonna kill these people. Like if you do this happen, like we're gonna have to like trample all of them. It just, I think, so I hands down sub.
For this scene again, like
Just for this scene, because
this
you need this type of a voice.
Yeah,
for
that's
this
really
scene.
surprising.
So I love it. All our opinions are different.
I've had a mixed review throughout this, and I'm glad. Like this was good to see.
I know I'm
Like,
host, but do you want to hear mine?
Please do.
Yeah.
Dub.
Yeah?
Just because
Yeah.
I like the way he said the whatever reverb they put on the word humanity at the very end of his dub, and it harkens back to the beginning of the series with that dialogue. I know they said trampled flat in the sub, and that was intimidating, but with the dub dialogue in the beginning of the show, they were told that they were all that was left of humanity, and now like Eren is like making that the reality. So I kind of just like how that.
That's cool.
registered. But
Bookends.
again, Bryce, Yuki, they're both great.
Both great.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts before
No,
I
I think
announce?
the only thing I will just repeat, like I think a few people have said, this is the show. If you watch either or dub or sub, absolutely always go back and watch it, just because the storyline seems just so different now that you know everything that has been happening with Ymir, with Eldians.
Man.
And then might as well take that chance to watch it in sub if you watch it in dub, or dub if you watch it in
The
sub.
foreshadowing is insane.
For real, is that obvious?
And
It's
mistakes that they make
bro,
sometimes.
from episode 1,
Yeah.
you're like, damn.
From
You're like,
episode-
damn, how did I miss this? Or is it like,
No,
give us
no,
some- no.
It's not how I miss this, because like you're not supposed to.
so it's not that obvious.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to understand what's happening. No, I mean like once you go back and watch it, you're like, oh fuck. They were
Scenes 1, 2, and 4 seemed like heavily sub favored. Scene 3 was a little split down the middle. Ultimately, Yuki Kaji and the sub is the Normies' preferred version
Yes.
of Attack on Titan.
but they're both good.
That
They're
doesn't
both
mean that doesn't mean Bryce is a bad voice
Yeah.
actor.
Yeah,
guys.
no, he-
this is
he
all
kills it.
subjective. Clearly, we're not the fucking authority of the internet. So let us know what your thoughts were. What scenes maybe we should have included to maybe make a better case for Bryce or vice
My
versa.
thoughts is just I think that sub and dub are both good, except for I really didn't enjoy season 1 dub, but that could have just been me getting used to new voices. My biggest issue between the two, it really doesn't have much to do with like voice performances so much as so like the translational issues sometimes, and then yeah, that's kind of it. Like sometimes the translations are just like off, and you're just like, that's not what they said.
If you like this kind of shit, comment, subscribe, like, and if we do this again, it will be Erwin Smith. That's all.
Yes, Irvin. I know Irvin will win
Yeah,
the
but
dub.
we also have to do Levi for sure.
Yes,
We
for
both.
sure.
I thought Mikasa was more sassy in the dub.
Yo, I'm sorry.
said
What the
that
hell was
I-
Armin?
Like she's supposed to be like subdued.
What was it? Oh, and he's just looking at. He's like, but he was happy. He was like a happy. He was a little kid. Like,
he's not bad.
Oh, I didn't.
bad.
I don't mean to be like laughing and like make fun of things. I actually really try not to like laugh and make fun of like.
well, because
but
you
this,
are so used to the dub Armin that like
I
you
thought they're
weren't-
pretty
you weren't
close.
ready.
They're both pretty like high pitched and kind of like they're.
Oh,
they're both-
Armin in dub is better.
They're pretty.
Armin and dub is
Oh,
way
yeah,
better.
The dub Armin kills it.
Yeah, we're foreshadowing future
especially during Hero when he's like, bro, like
Yeah.
that part was like that man, that was really.
Well, we
good.
maybe we'll do Armin with like Chris and Marquetta in it, mix it
Oh
up a little bit.
yeah, awesome. Yeah.
And Nikki. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.